Hi, I'm Professor Erin Riley, and I'm the founding director of Texas Immersive.
Hi, I'm Sarah Kruger, and I actually just graduated this past May of 2021, and I finished the Texas Immersive program.
So today we're going to share with you an overview of Texas Immersive to get you excited to apply to the program. So let's get started. So what is Texas Immersive? Texas Immersive is a sequence looking to have students from across UT participate in this interdisciplinary effort. Overall, we're looking for students who are curious, who are willing to take risks and think outside the box. Heck, man, blow up the box and don't even use a box. That's what we're looking for. So with Texas Immersive, you might be wondering, how do we define immersive? In 2019, all these different sub-industries, whether it's theme parks to pop-ups from marketing to museums and games and retail, all came together to the Immersive Design Summit. And they together kind of converge these different disciplines to define immersive as a type of practice that is interactive, intimate, and experiential. And these immersive experiences often use technology, which we refer to as XR, extended reality. And extended reality, I like to call it the suitcase of acronyms. It's AR, VR, MR, IoT, and AI. So let's break that down for you a little bit. AR stands for augmented reality, and it superimposes digital content into your physical space. So if you're a fan of Pokemon Go like me, you probably understand what AR is. VR is a simulated experience. It brings you into a fully specialized headset, whether it's the Oculus Quest that maybe some of you have at home, all the way to more high-end professional VR headsets to either simulate the real world or simulate an entirely new made-up world. Mixed reality is a merger of physical and digital. So it's a combination of real and virtual worlds to actually interact in real time with digital and physical spaces. One of my favorite areas to study. Now, I also talked about AI and IoT because I think they're often the foundation of what makes up mixed reality and really pushing the boundaries. AI stands for artificial intelligence. So if you've used a chatbot while shopping, it's a simple example of AI. If you've played with virtual beings, which are animated characters, and I'm not talking NPCs, but actually animated characters that have a mind of their own that grows with you, that's a kind of more higher intelligence, artificial intelligence. And then for IoT, it stands for Internet of Things. So perhaps in your own home, you have a Nest or Alexa, and those are different types of sensor-based technologies that hopefully make your life more convenient. So our vision with Texas Immersive is to imagine the unknown into existence and help our community live at the cultural intersection where innovation meets entrepreneurship. And overall, we're hoping to teach you how to become a responsive, responsible, and remarkable experience designer, building and designing these immersive experiences. So the type of students we're looking at are students who are in the advertising and PR school, which is where this specialization is situated, but also it's interdisciplinary. So it's open to all UT students, whether you're in advertising, PR, gaming, design, or any of the creative majors across UT, Texas Immersive could be for you. We look for these interdisciplinary teams because I like to put teams into hustlers, hackers, and designers in order to really kind of leverage each other's expertise and know how to kind of collaboratively work together to build the best experiences. So it's a convergence of discipline, a discipline that focuses on 4 key areas: audience, storytelling, technology, and innovation. And yes, there are hard skills you can learn to become an innovator yourself. So the prerequisites for these specializations, which are 3 required courses that you would take once entering the program, is twofold. If you're an advertising and PR major, you'll want to complete and pass ADV 325, Intro to Creative Advertising. If you are not in the advertising and PR school, I'm looking for you to share with me some of the creative courses you've taken that have prepared you to step into the immersive specialization. Overall, we're looking for you to see that you understand the creative process before you get started. So let's dive into the 3 courses that are required once you get accepted into Texas Immersive. The first in the series, which is available both in fall and spring, so you can start in either semester, is audience development and engagement. I start with audience because to really create an interactive, intimate, and immersive experience, you have to first start with who your audience is. So students break into teams, and over the course of 15 weeks, they study a community of interest or a fandom, something that they're passionate about, to develop audience profiles, explore a variety of emerging technologies. In fact, the book for audience development and engagement is an Oculus Quest. So a part of our sandbox demos we do in the class is actually within a VR headset. So you really can immerse yourself into one of these spaces and understand how audiences' intention and motivation and expectation unfolds during a variety of different experiences. By the end of the class, you'll have designed a guest experience for a particular immersive space to leverage an audience's participation, to really make sure you've thought of agency of that audience, personalize the experience for different profiles of that community of interest, and really explored the digital currency to make them feel that they are valued in this experience. So Sarah, what are some examples we've had?
So an example that we have for here today is one of our friend or one of my past teammates, Yilling, and she created, her audience was the taster. And so she found, and her insight was that they don't know a lot about cooking, but they're open to trying out and testing new recipes. So she developed and designed a Twitch international food series, and we have a little short trailer to show you guys about it.
Do you like cooking? Would you like to learn authentic recipes from different cuisines around the world? Join us for the Twitch International Food Series, a virtual cooking tour. Are you ready for this culinary adventure? On the countries of this interactive map to explore the different culinary events and sign up to learn more about a particular cuisine. Your culinary tour guide is waiting for you. Ciao a tutti! Welcome to the International Food Series. Today, I'm gonna teach you how to cook Italian food, and we're gonna learn how to make pizza. Are you ready to join me in this culinary adventure?
So as you, sorry, I was gonna say, as you guys can see, Yilling really researched into the audience and dove herself into it and found an innovative way, especially when she did this project. It was when COVID had hit, or first started. And so it was kind of like the switch to virtual and finding ways to cook together as well.
So after audience development and engagement, students move into experimental storytelling, which is only offered in the fall of each semester. And what happens in experimental storytelling is here, hopefully by then students know how to make a video, know how to design a guest experience, and they're starting to tinker and play with different technologies so that they're prototyping experiences. I'm not looking for a fully fleshed out project or product that students can, that anyone can play, but at least a vertical slice where you can actually test your boundaries of the software skills that you're learning throughout the program. And while you're doing that, we're diving into different models of storytelling. So I talk about the basics of branching narrative to really kind of learning how to do a flow chart and break into interactive forms of storytelling, encouraging students to take that narrative as we look at character, as character development and design, as we look at different types of ways to push beyond traditional plot in a storytelling and take it with a specific brand and create a guest experience and prototype it as well. So there's a solo project as well as team project. And the solo project is something that you will design in order to prepare for the next course. And while you're doing that, you're doing a team experience. One is specifically around, I give you the city of Austin as a brand and do a location-based story. And then we always end with a real world client. So Sarah, what real world client did you get to work on?
So last semester we had Yeti as our real world client, and they asked us, and like in the brief was to change the shipping experience and like receiving the package. And so like Erin was saying, we were studying and learning about all like the archetypes of stories and looking into that. So we were like, okay, how do we tell a story with online shopping because it's COVID? And so my team and I all like designed and found out that decided that we were going to make Yeti into the outdoors, and it's a 3D shopping experience. And so we designed multiple different worlds, and like Erin was saying, we prototyped just like a little vertical slice of it. So this video right here is showing our like Yeti campsite world that we built. And so that's just our vertical slice, because along with that, we created a whole like content Bible for each world. And so with that, we're like, okay, there's would be a dog on the bed as well. So really just kind of like with this class, you're really kind of figuring out how to start and figuring out the whole process of building an experience and then making it. And then you go on to the next and last.
So then in the third course, which is immersive experience, you work with a real world client over the entire semester. So every student gets to pitch an idea to the client, and then we narrow down through a democratic process of voting and kind of workshopping the different ideas into a couple of projects where you have teams of 5, a creative director, a designer, a developer, a writer, a researcher, a variety of different roles you take here at Immersive. To introduce you to the development process, you learn about the correct documentation and tools you use to workshop and build out an experience. We talk a lot about immersive experiences. At this point, you've actually gotten to kind of take on many different roles in the earlier courses. You've begun to identify as to what type of Texas Immersive Explorer you are and what direction you want to go in as an experience designer in the immersive field. and you get to workshop with different professionals some of these technologies that you've chosen for that specific immersive experience that you're designing for, in hopes to really create by the end a fully functional experience that the public can play with, and we showcase it at the Texas Immersive Showcase at the end of the year. So immersive course also is only available and offered during the spring semester. So you have to have already completed the other two courses. So you can see that either if you are a graduating, going to be a senior, you need to take audience and storytelling in the fall to complete and graduate by spring with immersive. Or you can space this out over time, which I highly recommend, and take more than a year to complete this specialization, offering a chance to do one at a time. So I recommend at least a year and a half, preferably 2 years. Get really involved in the program. There's a lot of other things available. So let's talk about one of the experiences that we've done within this last course.
So in this course, again, we're working with a real world client, and this is one of our examples, and UT was our client. And so this team rethought and built or designed a whole experience over the admission kind of phase. And so for new UT prospective students, they're like, okay, scan this QR code and go on this interactive UT tour.
There we go. Well, hey there, partner. My name's Bevo, and welcome to UT Austin. Come with me and I'll show you around. Tap on any of the buildings to discover more about UT Austin.
So you can head over to the Welcome Center on UT's campus, and actually they have these mailers that they're sending out to all prospective families currently. 70,000 people visit UT. They now get a Texas Immersive experience created by students for our prospective students. So take a look at it. It's called the Be a Longhorn campaign, now available to all. So lastly, we have to talk about an optional course. This is one that is not required to complete Texas Immersive, but highly recommended, I think, from both Sarah and I, as something that will help supplement the work that you're doing in these 3 courses. And it's called the Summer Hack Lab. Hence, it's only offered in the summertime. It's a completely online course, though the lab is open if now that we're out of COVID, it's probably will be a hybrid experience for you to have access to the lab and some of the technologies. But the goal with the Summer Hack Lab is to really give you a chance to further explore the technologies. While audience storytelling and immersive focuses more on the practices, Summer Hack Lab really dives into the technology and gives you kind of that leg up of learning some of the technical skills that you'll need to acquire to really be an active participant in this sequence. And so students do 2 things. One, they work on a solo project. So it's a great way for you to practice your software skills development. And 2, they break into SIGs, personalized learning SIGs, which stands for special interest groups. And they choose a particular emerging technology that is of interest to that group, whether it's AR, VR, MR, AI, or IoT, if you recall that from earlier in the video. To study. And what they have to do is they have to create an activity for all of us to play with. And they also have to present to teach the rest of their peers and myself the latest as to what's happening with that emerging technology. So Sarah, you were in Summer Hack Lab.
Yes.
Want to share with us an example?
I was in Summer Hack Lab. Actually, that Crayola example on the other slide was mine. And so I highly recommend this, especially if you're going to go throughout the Texas Immersive program, because you really do learn a lot. And it's kind of it's a lot of trial and error with these new programs, but it's a great learning process, and you're with all your friends as well. So this example is my friend Madison's, and she designed a whole VR world and built this whole experience with Disney Plus, and she created Disney Plus U. And so it's all over the movie Gravity Falls, and you can see like Mabel on this screen, and like that's her VR world. So when people would watch like a Disney Plus video, they would get a package and they would go through this whole experience and be able to go onto a QR code and go online and explore.
Great. Thanks, Sarah. So
And
what you
that
can,
was, oh, sorry.
oh, go ahead, Sarah.
I was going to mention that was Madison's first time ever using one of the like VR building platforms. And so for her to do that, it was really cool to see. And it was a
Yeah,
great project.
it was really great project. And it was mixed reality. So she created it like a whole kit that the game would be sent to you and it would unlock the VR experience, which was fun to think about how physical and digital can blend together. So as you can see, from what we've shared with you, this is really a convergence of disciplines. So if you are looking to move beyond, you're not sure where in the industry you fit, maybe you don't want to go the traditional route of working in an agency or a production company, being able to understand a motivational behavior and authentic relationships with your audience, understand and kind of grow your technical skills through some software development each semester, really begin to understand this kind of convergence of create how we're now living in a metaverse. I mean, if anything, that's where we are. Ready Player 2 is right around the corner for us. So really knowing and exploring how we can seamlessly and frictionless blend physical and digital environments into our experiences that motivate us are super important. And while going through all of this, you are leveraging these hard skills of becoming an innovator and hopefully preparing you for jobs that probably don't exist yet. So a great extra focus is that Texas Immersive core sequences are connected to the Immersive Lab here at Moody College of Communication. And the goal of this lab is to really offer access to the emerging technology that probably isn't widely available. So we're trying to break down the socioeconomic boundaries and giving you access. So it's open for you to come and demo a variety of experiences and even participate in research. Different faculty here are actually conducting research in this lab, and they're always looking for students to get involved. Sarah, you want to add anything?
Yeah, I was going to say that the lab is really kind of the place, especially for Texas Immersive, for learning and practicing and experimenting and seeing what you can really do. And so I've loved going to the lab, and you can really, like, especially since we got a lot of Oculuses for this upcoming school year, and that's going to be like the new textbook, you're really able to see it and use a lot. And on this next slide, you can scan a QR code to schedule a visit, because the lab, I highly recommend going even if like you're just kind of curious or you aren't sure, because you're going to find something really cool there and you're going to find something you'd like, because we have over like 200 tools and products and things that you can do.
Fantastic. So visit anytime. You're not required to be a Texas Immersive student to participate in the lab. And it's located in the CMA building on the 6th floor. Just go around the corner and you'll find us at CMA 6.154. So we hope you apply now, because the future is immersive. There's a 2-part application process. The first part of the application really just gives us specific contact information for you to submit kind of your portfolio or tell us a little bit about you and why you would be a good fit into Texas Immersive. And part 2 is for you to kind of show off your creativity. So this is the experience submission, which is pretty much define what is immersive in your own terms, through your own lens. You can use any type of media. I've seen it all so far, for you to define immersive in your own way. So whether it's mixed media, sculpture, wood, video, hopefully interactive video, you name it. The key is let me know that you understand some sort of interactive way to engage us. Sarah, you want to share anything?
Yeah, I was gonna say for the second part, really don't stress yourself out, and feel free to do anything. Like Erin said, and like I've seen a lot of other applications too and other people's submissions. Everyone's is really unique and different, but it's really cool to see what like their definition is and what you can do.
So scan this QR code and it will take you to the application page on our Texas Immersive website. And a little bit more about me. You might be wondering a little background, like I'm kind of going to be your key professor for Texas Immersive. I am the inaugural director of innovation and entrepreneurship for Moody College of Communication. I've spent about 20 years of my life not only working in academia. This is my third university. I've been at MIT, USC, and now UT, I call home. But over that time, I've been always thinking about the future of media, running different innovation labs, helping to design new approaches and products and services on the future of entertainment. I have a real soft spot for children's media. A lot of my own personal work is based around kind of intergenerational play with digital families and getting families up, active, and playing together using things like augmented reality. I've been a guest lecturer worldwide. I am a member of the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences New Media Peer Group. We actually choose all the latest Emmys for interactive and new media. And I've helped really build up the National Association for Media Literacy Education. So I really am find that critically looking at the media we're consuming and creating and participating in is kind of at the heart of what we think about in immersive. So I look forward to meeting you, and please stop by anytime because we're curious to see what type of explorer you'll be. What's this, Sarah?
So scan this QR code and this will take you to our website because as you can see, our like Texas Immersive students, we like to build and design a lot of stuff and we like to actually like put it places. So we have a whole quiz interactive game on our website for you to figure out what type of explorer you are. So go ahead and scan this QR code to play.
And thanks for listening to Sarah and I and introducing you to Texas Immersive. If you want to follow us on all our socials and kind of connect on our YouTube channel, which has a ton of different videos to further have you dive into this world, just scan this last QR code. We've given you 4 QR codes throughout this presentation, so lots of ways to dive in more and explore. Thanks a lot. See you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Guys.